First of all, thank you to everyone with the Street Fight team. You guys have put on a great show here for all of us, and we're really enjoying it. And you've just been great to work with. So, as she mentioned, want to talk about the win of local. SpinGo is an event engine. We power a gathering of media sites across all 50 states, and we have a lot of local expertise based off the relationships we've built with these partners. And we've observed a few things about the value of knowing when things happen. So let's flash back. It's 1985. Einstein, the dog, and the DeLorean were just sent 1 minute into the future in the parking lot of a mall not too far from where I grew up in Southern California. And Marty McFly says, "Where the hell are they?" Dr. Brown comes back and says, the appropriate question is, when the hell are they? The fact is, they didn't go anywhere. They just were there at the wrong time. So it's this concept of what we think of as persistent transient content. And if you think about event content, it's very perishable. Easy come, easy go, doesn't have a lot of staying power. And therefore, it's very difficult to manage, very difficult to curate, to verify, but that's what we've really become experts of. And the way we've done it is we found everything that's persistent in that equation. We believe that venues, performers, contributors, sponsors, categories, images, and links are all persistent. They have some shelf life. And then we work with partners to provide video, maps, tickets, restaurants, parking information, merchandise, and all of this is also persistent in our view. And in the middle, we couple those things to time. So everything in our database is anchored back to a specific event, an instance in time, and we track all the other things as a moment of persistent. And so by putting those together, it allows us to scale very effectively. Let's talk about a few of those high points. So first of all, by compiling this persistent content, it streamlines our ability to add value to transient events. So rather than having to put in a venue address every time, or write a description about the band every time, or talk about what categories they are, or find their tickets again, we find those things and we log them in our database as a persistent piece of content. And then we couple it to that transient event. Next, we merge content from other reliable sources. We know that there's media companies in each area. They are the voice of authority. They have been there for a long time. They've got a lot of the community brand, and we work with them to add value to their network. And what that does is it gives us a wealth of community insight. We take that insight and we anchor it back to when. So that, first of all, forces us to be agile. We have to be agile if we're anchoring anything in our database to when, because, again, it's perishable, it moves quickly, and so we have to as well. And then when we are able to tie it to when, there's a temporal element to that gives us a lot of awareness that we can feed back to marketers. So I don't want to just talk in theory here, I want to talk about some real-life examples. So in marketing, we also talk about the fact that who, what, where, and why. Those are the key parts of a marketing message. If you hire an ad agency, those are the typical 4 questions they're going to help you answer. But when is what drives immediate action. We've seen it time and time again. When is what creates that momentum, creates that urgency, creates that idea of scarcity, that if you miss it, it's over. It's done with and you weren't there. Then let's look at social media. We've all seen numbers like this. Tremendous amount of tweets, Facebook posts, and text messages. This is just for the USA alone. This much content gets pushed every second. Let's take a moment. Let's wait 1 second to see if that number drops. Well, apparently it's people outside this room doing most of that work. So the point is that with all that momentum, all that immediate action, there's a lot of buzz out there. How do you capitalize on that? How do you capitalize on what's driving that buzz? And I would say the number one thing that's pushing all of that urgency is also the greatest fear of the millennial generation. So here's a clip I have that I think summarizes this pretty well.
These people, they're having so much fun without me. What am I supposed to do about this, Juno? Juno! Come on. Come on! No! No! No!
Hey Dana, it's Mike!
Oh my god, come on!
Everyone's hanging out. Where are you?
Come on, come on.
Where are you? You're missing the best night ever. A goose got us to the bar.
Wait! Wait!
Go to Bonnaroo!
I want to go to Bonnaroo! God, please!
Dana, if you still want to hang, we're all going to be at that.
Where is everybody hanging out?
So their FOMO is your fuel. This generation is scared to death of missing out. And what we've seen is that if we can track and log what's happening when, and we couple that with the agility to respond, we have a new idea in marketing, which we think of as prime moment targeting. There is this moment when everything comes together that if you hit people at the right time, in the right place, you nailed it. You've got a perfect opportunity to create transactional conversions, to shape the way the social buzz flows, and to be a key part of that trend and what's happening with this generation. So here's a perfect example. Super Bowl, third quarter. In the Superdome, power goes out for 34 minutes. Well, happens that the Oreo marketing team is on staff, they're working, and they think, how do we capitalize on this? So they push this message out to Twitter. Instantly, gets retweeted 10,000 times. The buzz was already happening. They didn't create it. They embraced it. They leveraged it. And that allowed them to push their brand out there in something that would have normally had nothing to do with the Super Bowl or Oreo or anything else. They had this moment to really push and leverage that opportunity through that social buzz. So catalyze the social buzz. And if you know when things are happening, you're able to do that. Another example is matching the moment. I've always said that when I retire, I want to buy a taco truck. Not that I would probably be the right demographic to make tacos, but I love tacos, and I think it'd be a pretty fun business model because you're able to move around. You're very mobile. You can go to where the mood strikes. You can go to where there's an opportunity. I was at a concert 2 weeks ago, walked out of the concert. I was there with a group of friends, and everybody went out in the parking lot. We kind of forgot that we had to have a plan after the concert. We were all so excited about getting seats and everything else. We got in there, and afterward, we're hungry, we're bored, we're ready to do something else, and we're debating, do we just go home, do we go do something? That would have been a perfect time to market to me and my friends. Would have been a perfect time to push a message of 2-for-1 drinks, 2-for-1 desserts, come on over, get a free appetizer. Any of those things, I guarantee, would have driven an action on our behalf, and probably the 30,000 other people that were there with us. And so the ability for a taco truck to be there at that moment, that's their advantage. But the fact is, everybody's connected, and being connected to mobile should be your advantage. But you have to couple that with that prime moment of marketing. Another example, we're working with a group called Store of the Community. They're a consultant to Walmart and a lot of other major retail brands. And they have these 600 car shows, community car shows throughout the South. And they're doing it in Walmart parking lots as a way to create hype and momentum around the value of being a part of the community, and Walmart really wants to position themselves as not just the big behemoth, but as an active part of the community. And so by getting local car enthusiasts gathered around their parking lots, looking at cars, they're able to actually promote some brands that are within their store. So they give everybody a bottle of Meguiar's car wax, and they're out there shining their cars, waxing them, while people are looking at the cars, and they see them using Meguiar's, and they think, perfect, I'll walk in there, I got to go get some cheese and some bananas, but while I'm in there, I'll buy a bottle of Meguiar's. And that's a perfect way to capitalize on an event, to capitalize on the opportunity of being the right time, being the right place at the right time. And that is the win of local. Thank you.